Hello, everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode on Boundary Line Podcast. Dillon Pink, along with Sheldon Dougherty, here on the show. And what a weekend! We've had some really interesting games there. Teams that were supposed to win and go up the table couldn't capitalize, and some teams that were bottom of the table there, they ended up beating the teams that were really strong. But before we go ahead, requesting all our viewers to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And if you like the content, do share the video with your friends as well and follow us on Instagram. That would be really helpful for us. Let's get straight into it there. A few matches that we're going to be discussing there. We'll start off with the one that was concluded earlier. That was RCB versus Delhi. Sheldon, RCB didn't have enough salt in their food, I think, tonight. And looks like Phil Salt managed that for them.
Yeah, Dill, we talk about how every team, if you need some form, come, let's play RCB, right? We were talking earlier and they told me Delhi, team looked like they were struggling the most with their batting game. And today, they played like they could have made 250, Dill, if they batted first, the way they were
Exactly.
batting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dill, an insane game. And as you mentioned, Phil Salt, Dill, what an innings he played, Dill. Honestly, I thought he was going to make 100 at ease the way he was batting. And you just smoke it around left, right, and center. And like spinners he was hitting, the seamers he was hitting. And honestly, I know you can complain about how much like RCB scored, but honestly, no score felt like it would have been safe the way Salt and, even Russo came out and started playing. Like it really
Yeah.
looked like it was a good pitch to chase on. And I feel like Delhi made the most out of it, especially Phil Salt.
Absolutely, Sharon, there, because RCB got 181 courtesy Virat Kohli there, Dinesh Karthik towards the end a bit there, Mahipal Lumrod also chipping in and scoring there. Finally, another batsman, which we'll come to
Yeah.
in the top three there, getting runs, which was nice to see there. But Delhi looked like they came out with a certain plan there. They said that we're going to attack and let's see where that goes. And if it's going to go, that's how you need to bat. Because a certain person there in that RCB team scored a 50 there of 47 balls or something like that, which is still questionable because, given the batting lineup they have, the certain person is, of course, Virat Kohli, guys. For those who don't know, of course, we are huge fans of Virat and RCB and everything like that. But how long is this going to continue, Sheldon, that when you're in and when you get a good start, you gotta capitalize on it. And today I think RCB didn't do that, and they got bailed out there by Lomrod, who got them to that score. But they wish they'd have had a lot more than that, right?
Yeah, Dill. I think that is the issue with RCB, Dill. As you mentioned, we only have like three batsmen who are scoring, Duplessis, Kohli, Maxwell, and you do feel they don't trust the middle order. And you
Yeah,
can understand that because of how they batted throughout this tournament.
absolutely. Yeah,
So
yeah,
you do feel always when Kohli is batting, it is within himself.
yeah,
It's not like, flamboyant Kohli or Kohli at his best playing for
yeah,
RCB because you feel like he's a bit worried, like, oh my God, if I get out first ball, we'll probably be all out for 85 the way our team is batting. So he probably does look at it
yeah,
like that a bit. So he is batting within himself. I did feel it was a bit slow, obviously, like as you saw the way Saul played, how
yeah,
it wasn't that hard a pitch to bat on. But yeah, I feel like Kohli should look at, and I feel he should just come out and play, positive from ball one because as we saw, Lumro finally scored as well, and that I'm sure a lot of RCB fans are looking and are like, finally someone scored, and finally this guy, after getting
yeah,
thousands of opportunities, finally scored. So I
yeah.
think that is the one positive I think they could take out of this match that someone else scored, and Lumro did look good when he played that innings as well.
Yeah, Lamro did look good, Sharon, and I think he also played really fast, right?
Yeah,
So, which made the Kohli innings there look almost like, he was going at a slower pace there because, yes, he had to
yeah,
see off the ball that was, doing a bit in the first few overs there, and rightly so. Okay, fine. He had to take his time a bit there, but once he got in, he should have capitalized and gone big there, but that didn't happen. And eventually, RCB getting to 181, but Phil Salt Sheldon just made it look like even if RCB scored 220, 225,
yeah,
they were going to gun down that target because that one was chased in around 16.4 overs or something, if I'm not mistaken. That's like 100 balls. So they chased it
yeah.
down on 100 balls there, that target. And no matter what the target was there, I think Delhi came out with a certain plan there. And what a remarkable innings by Phil Salt. Finally, they've got their batting right. And do you think that this is going to be now Delhi's opening combination, Phil Salt and David Warner?
Yeah, Dil, interestingly, you said that as well because I think this is the Delhi we all expected from the start. Because when
Yeah,
we remember we saw pre-tournament, Dil, we thought, oh wow, this team looks good. They have so
exactly.
many areas where they could hurt teams, and their bowling
Yeah,
looks good, their batting looks good. They have so much young Indian talent as well. And yeah, finally Saul came good as well. I think this is his second 50 in like 4 games or so,
yeah,
if I'm not mistaken as well. And yeah, he does look good. And Warner also could play with some freedom. That was good to see. Obviously, not for RCB fans, but in general, IPL fans, it was good to see Warner come out and play positive. And he also looked like a bit of weight was lifted off his shoulder, like, oh,
Yeah,
someone else is
you
scoring.
could see.
I can
Yeah.
bat free with him. He's hitting as well. So this is good for me. So yeah, Delhi, if they keep playing like this, still they look a very dangerous side because as we saw, even Russo came out and suddenly he looks so confident, and it's just a wonder what form can do, right, for a team as well. So yeah, Delhi winning a couple of games, and I think they'll be tough to beat whoever plays them now, Dil.
Absolutely. That top four for Delhi there, all players from overseas there, David
Yeah.
Warner, Phil Salt, Mitchell Marsh there, and Riley Russo, are all getting in form there and everybody contributing to that win. But Sheldon, what's with the RCB and this aggression? I think they don't want to win the Fair Play Award. I think, guys, if
Yeah,
you're
Dil, I
not
saw.
going to win the IPL Cup, at least win the Fair Play Cup for the award, please. But they don't seem to be doing that also. I mean, Mohammad Siraj, Sheldon trying to pep talk Phil Salt there. And Phil Salt just asked him to go back and, get back, mate. Just go freaking bowl there. And man, he just took it on Siraj like it's something. He just belted him out of the park, Sheldon. I mean, was that necessary? I think now it's getting to a point where, like, man, it's not necessary. Like,
Yeah, I agree, Dil, completely. I feel that was very unnecessary from Siraj. I mean, just take a wicket, man, get him out. That'll shut up Delhi and that'll keep them quiet. Like,
yeah.
just, bowl and do your job. Like, unnecessary. And Salt seemed to get better after that, Dil. And I don't think that helped RCB in any way, that pep talk. Because,
Exactly.
in
Yeah.
fact, it seemed like Salt woke up more. It seemed like he was watching the ball better after that. It's almost like, as they say, some batsmen, you shouldn't sledge because it kind of like gets them going a
Gets
bit. And
them
I
going.
felt it
Yeah.
did get Salt going even more. So I
Yeah.
feel, yeah, Siraj probably next time don't sledge, a batsman like that when they're hitting.
Definitely rubbed salt into their wounds there for
Yeah.
RCB. But going to the next game, Sheldon, CSK versus MI. MI all over the place. Just when they were looking that they got things right, they play Dhoni's men, and then they look like they got everything wrong. They go to
Yeah.
Chepauk there, and CSK almost humiliate them there on the ground. Rohit Sharma's just not going anywhere, Sheldon. It just looks, overworked. He's not getting anything right there, even with the bat. Because we all know Rohit Sharma with the bat, what damage he can do, and that Mumbai side looks different. But none of the others got going there, and in the end, CSK quite comfortably winning that match, Sheldon. I mean, it was probably one-sided than it can be, right?
Yeah, Dil. And I think that's the issue with Mumbai, Dil. They like to chase. They obviously had two great chases in the two previous games, but it's almost like as soon as you put them to bat, they're like, oh no, like we don't want to do this. Like
Yeah,
we don't trust our bowling to defend anything.
yeah.
And there's so much pressure on our batsmen. And it was a bit sticky early on. And like once Chennai get on top at home, they're so tough to beat. And obviously, Chennai, a team who are full of confidence still, they're in the top two. They look like they'll seal a top two place as well. And for Mumbai, they were really exposed, the other day against Chennai because there were just too many holes in that middle order. And as you said, Rohit,
Yeah,
another duck. I think, he's quite high up on the ducks, for this year as
yeah.
well. So, like, a lot of questions to be asked. And he pushed himself to number three, and it was a slower duck than the previous game. So, I don't think that helped him in any way. So, yeah, questions to be asked of Mumbai. And they got to get better at batting first because you can't just, chase because you can't
Yeah,
win the toss
true.
every game
That's
and chase.
true.
So that is something they'll want to look at, I think, going forward.
Absolutely, Sheldon. You're absolutely right there on that. They've got to learn how to bat first there and attack even when that happens for them. But they just look out of sorts there. Patirana there with some brilliant fast bowling, absolutely good. And Dhoni
Yeah.
with his
Oh,
bowlers, at Chepauk. It's just very rare that he loses games there. But that was a more one-sided game that it can never get. But coming to another game, Sheldon, was a clash of the brothers. It was interesting to see that match there without KL Rahul, how LSG are going to look, and they kind of proving to look that it's not going to go well for them also, right? Because Gujarat just made a mockery out of that bowling for them, and Shubman Gill and Saha, oh my God, just stroking the ball there like crazy. Shubman Gill, Sheldon, I mean, he looks in some great form, right?
yeah, Dil, outstanding. I really want him to get 100 as well that day when he was playing.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
looked so good and he looked, on to get it. But yeah, Dil, you talk about Lucknow and they've really fallen off a cliff of the last few games, right? They probably should have lost that game against CSK too. Luckily, rain got them a point in that game.
Yeah.
They've really looked on the brink since a certain game, where something happened. They've not looked the same since. But
Yeah.
yeah, Lucknow just look all over the place. And Dil, I want to come to KL Rahul. They're missing him now, right? And they can't blame him for these losses because it's not his
It's
slow
not a
slow
yeah.
batting that's losing them this game, right? And you can tell, you saw when Quinton was batting as well, that you need some X factor at the top.
Yeah.
And they do seem like they're missing their captain. And I feel that was a big loss. And if they are not to make the playoffs, I feel that would be a pivotal moment in their season, losing KL Rahul, because that's as big a loss as anyone in that team.
Absolutely, Sheldon, because I really thought that, with Kale's there in that team, it just makes the combination and, the team balance
Yeah,
look a bit different. Kale can still stay there. Yes, he
yeah,
plays a bit slow sometimes, but, if he gets going all of a sudden, he can switch
yeah,
gears very fast in a couple of
exactly.
balls, right? So that changes. But yes, Quinton got a really good score there, but just didn't have anyone with him on the other end to take
Yeah,
it,
true.
to take it towards the end and good. And LSG there in the end, just making 171, falling really, really short there, and just giving Gujarat, that edge to just seal the top slot for in the top four, Sheldon. But it's interesting the way things are looking now for the table. Gujarat and Chennai almost certainly look the top two teams,
Yeah,
and Gujarat the best team by far, because I mean they've
yeah.
not done, and even if they do something wrong, Sheldon, they quickly rectify it, and then they get going and win like really well. But for you, Sheldon, the other two teams, who's it going to be? We've seen Rajasthan, lose out that very close game with SRH, and unpredictable things are happening now. Teams at the bottom beating the teams at the top. So, what's
Yeah.
your take on the other two spots?
Still, it seems no one wants third and fourth spot. Honestly, it seems every time someone's playing for that spot, they lose. And like
Yeah.
it just keeps it open. And honestly, at this point, anyone could get it. And if I had to say like two teams who were, in the third and fourth spot, Lucknow and Rajasthan, they seem to have forgotten how to win. So they are there
Yeah.
right now, but like they're, all over the place. I think a very big game is coming up till RCB versus Mumbai, because whoever wins that
Oh, yeah.
will get into a playoff spot. So I think that's a
Yeah.
very big game in the race for playoffs. And I think one of them will get a spot. Whoever wins that game for me, I think would get one. And I'm going to go for surprise. Yeah, I didn't pick them initially when we were doing this, but I think Punjab will get in there. I
Oh.
like the way Punjab are playing.
Yeah.
I just feel they're so exciting, whether it's Jitish Sharma or Livingston or, Dhawan at the
Yeah.
top. They just seem
Yeah.
to be very exciting. Yes, they're up and down and they have days where they'll make you pull your hair out. But I just feel the way it's going, they just need 2 or 3 wins here. And you never know, they could get in. So I wouldn't be surprised if Punjab nick a spot, maybe fourth spot on the last day. Who knows?
Oh, damn. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, Punjab are playing really well, Sheldon. But it's just that they've not been consistent, like we're saying. Shikhar
Yeah.
Dhawan sometimes also with his field placements and his captaincy
Yeah.
sometimes just baffles me. Like, in the end, like, you got to say that Punjab still do have an edge. They have an important game also later on. And so that'll be interesting. If they win that, Sheldon, then they go to third position. And then that changes the balance
Yeah.
completely for the table there. But I'm going to pick Rajasthan Royals still for third position, because I
Okay.
think they will
Okay.
be able to seal that spot. I know they lost really badly there, but I think they'll be able to come up, and they need 2 wins to just secure that. At least 2 wins more to secure them. Two,
Yeah,
three
for
wins
sure.
more in the balanced games there. And the last place, I'm going to be biased and I'm going to say RCB. Because RCB fans don't say no. RCB fans
Yeah.
don't give up every year. So I'm still going to say that RCB still look the better team than Mumbai now. Right. I
Yeah.
know
I
Mumbai have
yeah.
a lot of people who are contributing there, but when it comes to batting first, they're still struggling there a bit, like we discussed. So I'm still going to say RCB in that case. But you're right. Whoever wins that RCB versus Mumbai match is the team that's going to go in and probably seal that fourth
Yeah.
space. But for me, Gujarat, CSK walk in there easily,
Yeah.
Rajasthan third, and then RCB fourth. But thank you so much for watching the video, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing it to you. As usual, do follow us on Instagram. The handles are in the description, and we'll see you soon in the next video. Thank you so much.